Welcome back, guys. We are going to now move into day two of our modifying a document. So as we scroll down, we see our day two modifications. So if you would please first, let's open up your modifying a document. You can find modifying a document in your Google Drive. So if you come up to the top to your Google Drive, you can easily find it in your recent files, and you should notice it up here towards the top. Or you could go to My Drive, and you should see it relatively up at the top. Or if you scroll down, you can also find it in here. Okay. Now that you have modifying a document open, let's move to our day two instructions. Number one, it says adjust your margins to 0.75 on all sides, top, bottom, left, and right. So let's give this a try. So what we want to do, in order to adjust your margins, we're going to go to File, Page Setup, and you will notice here we can adjust our margins. They are currently at 1 inch on the top, bottom, left, and right, and let's change them to 0.75. Once you are done making your adjustments, please click OK. What you will now notice is that there's a little bit less room here on the left side, the right side, the top, and if you had enough text, you could probably notice it on the bottom also. Great job. Now let's go down to direction 2. Adjust your document's line spacing to 1.5 lines. Okay. So what we're going to do on this step, we need to highlight all of our text first. So you could simply click and drag down to highlight all of your information. Or what I like to do is click on your Control key and the letter A at the same time. That's called Select All. Either way is fine. Once you have all of your text selected, you're now going to go up to your line spacing tab. And you'll notice that you have all these little buttons here going across your toolbar, and this is our line spacing. Click on line spacing and then select 1.5. What you'll notice, you get a little bit more space in between each line of text. It makes it a little bit easier for teachers and others to read it. Once you've done that, you could deselect your text by clicking anywhere in your paragraph. Now, number 2 is now done. Step 3 here is double click on computer literacy in the name heading and cut it out of its current location and paste it so that it is now between Mr. DeSora and the date. Okay, so we're going to take computer literacy and we're going to highlight that and we're going to paste it so it's in between these two. So I'm going to highlight computer literacy and I'm going to cut it. You can right click to cut, or I like to use Control X. Once you cut it, you'll notice that it's no longer there, but it's still saved on a clipboard that you can now paste. So what I want to do, I'm going to click right after Mr. DeSora, click my Enter key one time, and then I'm going to paste. You can easily paste by right-clicking and paste, or as you can see, I'm going to go Control and the letter V. And now your name heading should look like your name, Mr. DeSora, computer literacy, and then our date. Remember, your date might not look exactly like mine because you may be completing this assignment on a different date. Now, next, we're going to go to step 4. It says change the first paragraph's font style to Cambria and the second paragraph's font style to Comic Sans. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to highlight the first paragraph and I'm going to change its font style. You'll notice that it is currently on Arial, but as the directions say, I want to change it to Cambria. And there you go. It looks a little bit different, but we're just going to be happy that we're learning how to change our font styles. And now the second paragraph, they asked us to change it to Comic Sans, as you could see. So I'm going to come up here where it says Arial. I'm going to click on my down arrow, and I'm going to scroll down so I can see Comic Sans MS. And there you go. Now what you'll have here, essentially, you have three different font styles. You have Arial here for our name heading. You have Cambria here for our first paragraph. And then Comic Sans MS for our second paragraph. Okay, now for our last modification here for day 2. It says change the first paragraph's font size to 10 and the second paragraph's font size to 14. So very similar to what we did in our font style adjustment. We're going to highlight our first paragraph, and now we are going to change it to font size 10. Then we are going to highlight our second paragraph, and we are going to adjust that to font size 14. So as you can see right now, I have my name heading and font style Arial and a font size 11. My first paragraph is in a font size of 10 and a font style of Cambria. And then my second paragraph is in a font size of 14 and a font style of Comic Sans MS. Okay, that completes our day 2. Keep up the good work.